2 or more people, and it's sort of like a role-playing game, but not quite a role-playing game. So you imagine yourselves as wizards, and then you fling spells at each other and summon creatures to do battle and to kill your opponent.
I think Magic is a highly skilled technical game.
The whole aim of it is just like to defeat the other players, pretty much.
There are people that eat, sleep, and breathe Magic.
Well, Magic is a very big part of my life. It's one of the things that I use to procrastinate and, try and stop thinking about other things. So I theorize a lot about the game at home. I talk to my friends online on Skype, even just give them a call to talk about different theories and strategies and that sort of thing.
But some people, yeah, it's their life. It's like a tennis player on the professional circuit. They just practice.
Magic, like, it's a collectible card game, but like these companies have to profit, so like they always like create new cards every once in a while. So like every 3 months, like they release a new set, like a lot of cards, like 200 cards, and to stay like to keep playing, like keep updated, you have to always just buy new cards. Like, so I'd say as a competitive player myself, like I'd spend around, like most people, like I'd spend around $500 like every few months just on these cards alone, just to keep up. Like I spend $500 buying new cards.
For individual cards, I play a lot of Eternal formats, so formats where cards date back to 1993, 1994, and I have spent over $1,000 on a single card, with a deck that I'm working towards being approximately $5,000 in card value.
I think the social side for them is just as important as the game.
Well, I wouldn't say that the social aspect is part of the fun. Like, I'm a very competitive person and a very competitive player, but it is nice to be able to go to these big tournaments and be with your friends and enjoy the tournament as a group.
If someone was, because I'm always the person that talks during the game, I like to interact with the opponent, whereas as serious players, they'll be silent. So if someone was beating me or blew up on my field, I'd be like, oh, you jerk, look what you just done. So it's, my aspect of it's different to a serious player.
I'd say Magic is worth, I would say it's worth the time and money I spend.
I have taken some time off high school, and I have played Magic in that time off, but it wasn't really my purpose. I had a really big fight with one of my teachers at school at the start of my final year in Year 12. So then I went to doing HSC Pathways, which is, high school over 2 years. Then I got glandular fever about halfway through, took 6 weeks off school, and then I couldn't really come back from that. So I ended up dropping out after the trial HSC exams. I had about 2 months off before I decided to go back and try Year 12 again. But I did play Magic frequently during that time.
It's an addiction in the way that it's always occupying your mind at some point. You're always thinking about it. Like you can just relate like totally non-related like activities that you do in your time like to Magic in some way.
Magic, it's a fantasy card game, so it's one of the things you can sort of just dive into the world and it sort of just consumes you, and you can just go and play Magic and you can forget about everything else, and it's just such a nice thing for me to have in my life.